Okay, one thing that I wanted to do before we import our 3D spaceship model into the game, we're going to have this background scroll. And there's a few things we can do to this. We can select in the assets folder, the background image. And what we're going to go ahead and do is change from sprite. We're going to change it to default. And wrap mode, we want this to be repeat. Okay, so that will allow us to do this bit of code that we're going to apply to it and make it look like it's continuing moving on and on. So what I did before I got on camera, and I wish I had waited, but it's okay. You can whoops, hit apply. Just to let you know, in the assets folder, you can add a script file this way. You can right click and say create C# script. Okay, so I did that before I got on screen here, and I created this one and I named it background scroll. Okay, and so if you take a look at this, I'm going to go ahead and pop this on here, and then you could pause this video if you want. And I created a public float for speed, and maybe throughout the game we could access this public speed variable and change it depending on what we want to do. And then then I created a vector 2. It's an X and Y coordinate, and I just named this whatever I wanted to. I called it offset. And then I increased the X by the speed variable, and then this asterisk right here means multiply, so times. And then time.time is once the game starts, Unity starts counting time from the beginning, and it just continually goes up. And so you multiply it by the speed, and then so the X value would keep getting bigger, so it'd move to the right. Now, that is why so I'm going to attach this to the background image, or the plane that has the game object that has the background image on it, and it's going to access its material, and then it's going to, and this is built into Unity here, this material.main texture offset, and then we're going to minus it by this offset value. That way it'll go in the negative, to the left. If I didn't put this minus side there, it'd go to the right. I could have put the speed at negative 0.5, or I could have handled it a different way. I just put a negative sign there and moved on. Okay, so now if we take a look at the background, I had already added this here. So you could hit add component and add the script file like that, and I did that already. And so here we have it. And so the script is on there. One other thing I wanted to do when I was taking a look and playing around with this, when I select this image, okay, I'm selecting it in the assets folder, I am going to look at the texture, on the background, on the material. The material, I'm going to go ahead and, you could play around with this. I'm going to go ahead and change from standard to unlit and hit texture. And the reason is I like the way this looks. So when it's unlit, that means it's not taking the light, this directional light that we have in the game was affecting this image. Now when I change the background material to this different kind of shader, that's the look we get. And so if this code is working correctly, the background image should be, the texture should be, its offset should be scrolling and then repeating. Because we clicked repeat, it does repeat. Now, I'm going to have to edit this, I believe, because you can kind of see the dividing line from where it starts and ends. But at least now it's starting to look more like a flying spaceship game, even though we're still just cubes. And once we import our 3D model, it'll look even that much better. Okay, so go ahead and have fun creating a scrolling background, and have fun.